in the Sussexes.
You mean my gift would have been...
Nobody knows.
Imagine building your entire public identity around being mentored by one of the most powerful women in the world, only for that woman to throw you under the bus on a podcast. That's exactly what just happened to Meghan Markle. Oprah Winfrey, the same woman who once handed Meghan and Prince Harry the microphone for their tell-all interview, just casually mocked the Sussex name, and the internet exploded. This wasn't a random slip or innocent joke. It was a message, a calculated public distancing move that Hollywood insiders immediately recognized. Meghan, according to sources, is absolutely furious. But for those who've been watching closely, this moment was inevitable.
Last name. And so here she appeared on Kelly Ripa's Let's Talk Off Camera podcast on Wednesday. And after Kelly asked Oprah if she would enjoy receiving baby chicks as a gift, the veteran talk show host said no and added, "I'd run them straight over to the Sussexes while mispronouncing the name by adding extra X's at the end."
Let's take a step back. Oprah Winfrey is not just a media personality. She's a gatekeeper. She decides whose stories get amplified and who gets cut off. When she gave Meghan and Harry their 2021 interview, it was a career-defining moment. It legitimized their post-royal brand. But fast forward to today, and Oprah isn't just going silent on the Sussexes, she's actively shading them. On a recent podcast with Kelly Ripa, Oprah mispronounced Sussex in a way that felt far too deliberate to be accidental. Social media lit up instantly. TikTok compilations went viral. People weren't just laughing at the moment, they were celebrating it. Because in Hollywood, a dig from Oprah doesn't come lightly.
What I'm told, Meghan Markle has been going through multiple stages of grief over the Netflix deal. Started with denial. It moved to desperation to change the situation with Ted Sarandos. Then it was anger, and we know what she gets like when she's mad. And now it is complete devastation.
And the timing couldn't be worse for Meghan. Her Netflix deal is reportedly under review. Her podcast was shelved. Her American Riviera Orchard brand has yet to make any real traction. And she hasn't been invited to the Met Gala in 3 years. That's not about fashion. It's about cultural relevance. Anna Wintour curates that guest list carefully. And Meghan's exclusion says it all. Meanwhile, other Hollywood elite are following suit. Ellen DeGeneres unfollowed her. George and Amal Clooney are staying silent. And the Beckhams fully cut ties after Meghan allegedly accused them of leaking stories to the press.
I think this is the moment that she has finally realized everything's gone wrong.
It comes from someone that you have a relationship with, right? I don't feel comfortable talking about people.
What's becoming painfully clear is that Meghan Markle's support system was never built on real friendships. It was built on optics and opportunity. Behind the scenes, she reportedly saw relationships as transactions.
Ghosts folk when she no longer needs to get something from them. So yes, absolutely. The likes of Serena Williams were not friends. Oprah was never friends. Gayle King, they were never friends. These are contacts, and they are contacts to further the career of Meghan.
Oprah, a career booster. Ellen, a public defender. Serena Williams, useful for media alignment. But when these allies started seeing diminishing returns, or worse, reputational risk, they walked away. Quietly, strategically, just like Oprah is doing now. And that brings us to a much bigger issue, Hollywood's unwritten rules around association risk. Major talent agencies like WayME and CAA reportedly keep informal lists of public figures who are considered too risky to associate with. Meghan and Harry, insiders claim, are now on that list. That means publicists are warning A-list clients to avoid being photographed with them. Invitations stop coming. Scheduling conflicts start appearing. It's not a conspiracy. It's how Hollywood protects its own. And the consequences ripple. Meghan's once valuable connections are disappearing. Netflix, who invested millions into the Sussex brand, is now reassessing the partnership, realizing their golden couple might be more of a liability than an asset.
Markle doesn't have friends. She doesn't do friends. She does business contacts. That's why she had no one at her wedding.
Desperate to salvage relationships, Meghan's team has started sending out high-end gift baskets to influencers and celebrities. But these aren't thoughtful thank yous, they're strategic peace offerings. Inside are luxury skincare products, expensive wines, and handwritten notes that read more like business pitches than personal gestures. Some celebs accept them quietly, others, reportedly, send them back unopened. And that's where the real damage shows. Because when you're sending $2,000 gift baskets and still getting ghosted, your influence is gone. Meghan's brand was always tied to the people she surrounded herself with: royalty, celebrities, power players. But when those people begin to publicly walk away, there's nothing left but the narrative. And right now, that narrative is turning against her. Meghan is learning a brutal Hollywood truth. Relationships built on utility, not loyalty, don't last. She burned bridges, family, staff, friends, and now the same is happening to her. And with Oprah's recent public dismissal, the message is crystal clear. Meghan is no longer under protection. What makes this moment particularly devastating is that Meghan can't spin it. She can't claim racism or media bullying. Oprah Winfrey is the one pulling the plug. Oprah, whose voice on matters of discrimination is revered, has essentially said, "I'm out." And when Oprah leaves, the rest of the industry follows. What we're witnessing isn't just one celebrity mocking another. It's a shift in power, a public unbranding. Meghan once saw herself as Oprah's successor. Now, she's being strategically erased by the very person she aligned herself with. Behind the scenes, Netflix is running damage control. Executives are reportedly examining the performance metrics of all Meghan-related content, and it's not looking good. Her solo content underperforms. Her podcast failed to meet basic benchmarks. Even her cooking show couldn't compete with similar lifestyle programs. Meanwhile, other celebrities are thriving on the same platform. That contrast is not lost on decision makers. And Oprah's distancing only magnifies the problem. In a final act of image management, Meghan's team has tried to maintain the illusion of connection through luxury gifting and quiet networking. But insiders say it's too little, too late. When celebrities stop responding to your team's outreach and start publicly ignoring your presence, that's a signal money can't erase. Meghan may still have followers, she may still have headlines, but what she no longer has is influence. And in Hollywood, that's the only currency that matters. Oprah's subtle mockery was more than a joke. It was the last page of a chapter, a soft but final goodbye. Meghan's Hollywood fairy tale isn't ending in scandal or fireworks. It's ending in silence. Quiet unfollows, missed invitations, and gift baskets that go unopened. She built her post-royal life on borrowed credibility. But now that those sources are gone, there's nothing left to hold it up. So, the real question now is, what happens next? Is there a comeback in store? Or is this the slow fade out of someone who once believed they could play the game better than anyone, only to discover the game doesn't care? Let us know what you think in the comments.